Hey, Williams Baptist University, you're listening to the new Williams Pulse podcast. My name is Nolan Williams, I'm a freshman here at WBU, and I'm joined by staff member Bill Jeffrey and WBU student Kaylee Clark. Welcome, everybody.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, y'all.
So, Kaylee, you recently broke the school record for most points in a game and most three-pointers in a game, and then tied the school record for most field goals. So did the guilt of shattering all those records stop you from going for the most field goals, or what happened?
You play ball like a girl!
You know, I didn't really even know in the game that I was breaking any records. I found out after I came out of the game, our assistant coach was telling me, she's like, you broke this record, and then after the game, they had made the article, and I was like, wow. I was like, I was not expecting that at all.
So I didn't know that they kept track during the game, if you're on a roll to beat.
They keep live stats, and so I think when my assistant coach had started seeing that I was just making a lot of threes, they kind of went back and looked.
Who was holding the record before you?
I've heard around that it might have been Miss Flippo.
Well, maybe one day your picture and jersey will be retired and up on the wall like hers.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
And we're counting on you.
No pressure.
No pressure. I'll see what I can do in the next 2 years.
So, Kaylee, you're a student athlete, and for those who don't know why we call them student athletes, it's because the student is the first priority, the athlete is a second priority.
Yeah.
As a student in your studies, have you ever explored a vegan or plant-based diet?
I have not. I have actually never looked into that.
Well, Nolan and I watched a documentary called The Game Changers.
We sure did.
And it's about that.
Made me eat more salads.
Oh, yeah. I might need to look into that.
If you watch it, you'll be like, you know what? How many points did you score in that game where you broke all the records?
40.
40. Okay, you probably could have scored 80 points.
Easy.
Maybe 100 points.
Hey, I'll look into it, try it. I could always use a better diet, so.
All you got to do is give up meat and dairy.
Easy as that.
Easy.
Yeah, so simple.
Super simple. Next question. I was looking at your stats on the website, and I noticed two things. You don't like to rebound, and you've been disqualified from a game. Do you care to elaborate on how you got disqualified?
So I wasn't even sure I was disqualified. That's news to me.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
It is. It's on the website. It's under your stats.
Yeah, I had no idea what that means or when it happened.
Okay, Bill, the rest of the questions will be asked during rapid fire. Let's head into the news. Bill, kick us off.
Mr. and Miss WBU is quickly approaching, and if you're interested in competing, email Gabby Dixon, gdixon@williamsbu.edu. That was my best podcast voice.
That was? You slid into it?
But seriously, are y'all going to compete?
I don't think I have enough time.
I don't think I have a talent.
You play basketball.
I don't know if that
Just
qualifies.
shattered all these records.
Yeah.
No talent.
Oh, you should shout at the backboard with a slam dunk.
That, you'd win it.
Kaylee, tell us about the athletic events this week.
Yeah, so tonight men's basketball is playing, and then the wrestling team is wrestling line on Wednesday. And then on Saturday, women's basketball is playing with a men's game to follow.
So, Bill, what's going on in campus ministries and housing this week?
Over in housing this week, we have men's open dorm tonight, and then on Thursday, we have a women's open dorm. Campus ministries, it's focus week. So Tuesday night, there's going to be a speaker, and the worship team's going to be leading worship, and then Thursday night is a night of worship. Yeah. Hey, and then on campus this Friday is a preview day. So it's the first spring preview day. If you go to williamsbu.edu/preview, you can sign up. It's free. Come tour the campus, eat in the cafeteria with us, get some swag, meet some cool people. Did y'all come to a preview day?
I did. I came to 3 preview days,
It took you
actually.
3 preview days to find out you wanted to be here?
Not quite. I came my junior year, and then I came back my senior year in the fall, and then we had a Williamsworks preview day that I came to.
And after all 3 of those, you decided to be here.
I sure did.
I love it. Kaylee, did you ever come to a preview day?
I did not. I never attended one.
How did you get here?
You know, one day I was just talking to Coach Mayberry, got in contact with him because I knew I wanted to play basketball in college, and then he brought me to campus to tour, and then it was just, I knew from there on out I wanted to be here.
You just fell in love with the campus.
I did. I committed 3 or 4 days after I came to campus.
Well, it's
Well,
not
we're
too
glad
late
you
to
did.
sign up.
Yeah, come to your first preview day this week,
Yeah,
Kaylee.
I'll jump right in on it.
Yeah, let's go ahead to our next segment.
Hot takes.
Not quite. First of all, we've got the word of the day with Dr. Babcock.
Today's word of the day is esker, noun. A long, winding ridge of stratified sand and gravel. The cowboys drove their herd along the esker.
Thank you, Dr. Babcock. Now let's move into the next segment of
Hot Takes.
Hot takes. Here we go.
The first hot take is there needs to be a bat light installed on the Addie Mae Bell Tower.
Hot take.
Hot take. When I first read this, I thought it was a bat attractant. Somebody wanted bats on campus. Mosquitoes are attracted to lights.
Yeah.
I thought that's what this was. I was like, bats are
Interesting.
cool and all, but
That brings up a good point. I copied and pasted these exactly as it was written.
Yeah?
In fact, we did that with all the hot takes. So If you have a hot take, submit it at williamsbu.edu/the Williams Pulse, and we'll pretty much read it just as it is, as long as it's appropriate
And
or really funny. Well, okay, so instead of a bat light, what if there was an eagle light?
Ooh.
And it was like, hey, classes have resumed. Everybody come back to campus.
What would you use that for? Like, if we actually had an eagle light, would there be a special event like
What
basketball?
even is an eagle
It's a basketball
light?
game.
Just
going
like a
on.
light
Just-
shaped like an eagle?
Yeah,
They
Oh.
do it at like car dealerships, so
Okay.
we
That's
100%
true.
could for like a basketball game.
yeah. You've seen the Batman movies, right?
No.
Okay.
I have not.
I want to know what you thought the bat light was then.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I just thought it was some kind of light, just so, like when you're walking through.
The next hot take is working at Williams. Nolan, what do you think?
You know, everything except for this podcast.
Can we just say it's funny that somebody said working at Williams is a hot take?
No, I love it. I love giving tours. So I think it's a good hot take.
I think it's a good hot take, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 5 years ago, that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Next hot take is bananas on pizza. Yes or no? No.
I actually, there's got to be like a dessert pizza out there that's gonna be good with the bananas.
No, there's only a handful of ways you can prepare bananas.
I'd have to say no too.
Pizza's not one of them.
This seems like it'd be right up your alley with vegan and everything.
No.
Just replace bananas with the pepperonis. Call it good.
Well, that idea does tie into the next hot take in a way.
Would Bill Jeffrey eat a tree?
Hot take.
Hot take.
That is the stereotype that I eat rabbit food, grass, trees, tree bark.
So have you?
No. No, I have not.
Okay, but you haven't like been on your bike ride, seen a tree, and thought, like,
Makes me hungry?
Thought
No,
about
I have not thought that. So, no, I would not eat a tree.
Okay, so the next hot take is Wilson dorms are now higher quality than most of the girls' dorms. The jokes of Wilson Hall are over.
Hot take.
Hot
that's
take.
a really hot take because that's
Yeah.
false.
Well, okay, it's controversial.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, they were renovated, and I haven't been in one yet, but I've heard they're pretty nice.
Well, here's the problem. Girls' dorms are just naturally nicer. Like, I give tours. I get to see the guys' rooms and the girls' rooms. They've got all nice, pretty stuff. They bring in their own headboards.
Okay, we're not
Guys
talking
are
about
like,
decorated. We're
"She-"
talking about during the summer when they're at their most vulnerable. There's nothing going on in there, you know?
a blank slate.
Yeah, blank slate, an empty canvas.
Hot take.
Hot take. Kaylee, which residence hall do you live in?
I live in Sutherland, so I live in upper west of Sutherland.
Okay, and do you like your room?
I do.
Have you ever been here for a camp and had to stay in Wilson?
I have not.
Okay, well, there we go.
So
This will be a mystery. Okay, let's move into the next segment, rapid fire questions. Kaylee, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, what's your major?
I'm an elementary education major.
What year are you in?
I'm a sophomore.
Hometown?
Batesville, Arkansas.
Okay, this next one's along the same lines. Do you have your own Netflix account or do you use somebody else's?
I use somebody else's.
Oh my goodness.
I have my dad's. I'm on it with my dad.
If our school cafeteria could only serve one meal for lunch and dinner on repeat, what meal would you want it to be?
Oh gosh, that's a hard one. I'm such a picky eater. It's have to be something basic like pizza or chicken strips.
What is not a big deal to most people but is torture to you?
Oh gosh. One of my, I guess you could say, pet peeves, people chewing or talking with their mouth wide open. If we're eating and it's quiet, there's got to be something going in the background or we've got to be talking. I cannot do the noise of chewing.
I'm with you.
What's the best non-curse word, one-word insult? Like when a ref just really makes a bad call, what's your brain just spit out?
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. All right. That's the new hashtag for this podcast. Ridiculous. We're getting into some serious questions here.
Okay.
How do you mentally handle your wins and losses?
Wins are great. I mean, obviously everyone when they win, they're like, wow, that feels good. And like, we just know going into practice the next day if we win, it's going to be great. But losses, I'm my own worst enemy, so I'm the hardest on myself than anyone else is. So when we lose, I'm either in the gym early the next day shooting or doing something like after our Columbia loss Thursday, I stayed until the boys were done and shot after they were done because I hate losing.
Yeah.
I've always hated it. So do anything I can to not lose the next game.
Last question. Are you where you want to be in life?
I am. I really enjoy it here. There for a little bit, I was like going through a little season of doubt. I'm like, I don't know if this is where I'm supposed to be. Is like, couldn't figure out if that's what I like my major, if that's what I wanted to do. And so I was talking to my mom. I was like, I don't know if I need to be here, but after being here and just making it through the semester and like after last year, I've realized that like I'm here for a reason and I need to stay here, and I'm happy with that. I'm content and I'm excited to be here for the next 2 years.
We're super thankful to have you.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I speak for all the basketball fans out there. All right, Nolan, next week on the podcast, we have a special guest host with us. Who is it?
We sure do. It's Dr. Amy Schmidt. She's the assistant professor of English.
And you're an English major.
I am. I haven't had a class with her yet, though.
This has been
And will continue to be
the Williams Pulse.